Morning, team, or good afternoon, depends on where you're watching this around the world. All right, so today we're going to talk everything about enhancing your productivity, your discipline, and your motivation into the new year of 2024. This is one thing that we see a lot of individuals struggle with when it comes to adapting new habits, lifestyle changes in reflection to their health and fitness goals. So I've been spending a lot of time coming into this new year preparing basically analysis of how I operate and how I'm able to continue to operate with such a high level of productivity and discipline. And I guarantee that's not always the case. There's been multiple times throughout my journey of, being a coach, being a dad, being an athlete myself, in and out of preps. There's a lot of times where sometimes you lose that little spark. Sometimes you lose that motivation, and it's not always going to be there. So I sat down to really reflect and provide some accurate advice on some simple tips and measures that you can deploy, and you can take it home and even implement following this video, or whenever you can take that time to implement and actually sit down without distractions. And hopefully some of these strategies and tips will help excel into the year of 2024. Because unfortunately, a lot of people rely on the motivation, and that isn't the case. You need to have discipline, and you need to still show up regardless of emotions. And people who follow me quite often will say, I always say emotions have no place in response to your goals or in place of your goals. Because if you let your emotions dictate what you do in terms of your actions, in terms of your goals, you'll never, ever achieve them. And like I just said, many times throughout my journey, I've been there where motivation hasn't been there. My emotions have been high. Sometimes my emotions don't want to do it. Sometimes I just want to stay in bed. But unfortunately, and there's times that I have listened to those emotions, but unfortunately, we're human. It's natural to have these times, these emotions. But what we really need as humans and humans with emotions is strategies and actually systems. Systems is everything in life, in everything we do, from business to what we do in terms of coaching, in terms of what we do with health and fitness, in terms of what we do with results. Everything has a system. And what we need to do is we need to deploy an accurate system, and systems that are proven to work, you to succeed in achieving everything you want to in both your health and fitness goals, but also to get yourself out of those little ruts and those little dips that you experience in your life, so you can really start to be your best self. And that's exactly what our mission is here with the Purpose team. All right. Purpose stands for finding your purpose. What's your purpose? And that's how we're going to help you get there. So to be your best, it has to come from the roots. And that is you're laying down your foundation of your goals and getting your head to where you need to be. So I'm going to share a screen in front of you. I'm going to go through some basic notes and housekeeping sort of side of things around, the foundations of today before opening up into the calendar scheduler. So we have designed a scheduler that will allow you to manually enter, and I'll teach you guys exactly how to do that and how to best set up your calendar for your optimal success. All right, so you should be able to see. All righty. So improve motivation, discipline, and productivity is what it's all about. But first, before we actually move into the topics of it, I want you guys to make a personal commitment to yourself. Okay. It might seem a bit cheesy, but really, I think if you come in here with an open mind and you're really here to make a change, I want you guys to listen as I repeat this and make this commitment to yourself following today. It doesn't bother me whether you take it or not. But at the end of the day, I guarantee if you implement what I teach you and you take this commitment and you actually commit to your promises and to everything that you're trying to achieve for your new year, new me, like we always say, I guarantee this year will be an amazing year for you, and you take these strategies with you. Okay, so I commit to becoming more productive. So always put planning before action and work smarter instead of harder. I'll seek to improve the way I work with self-discipline and focus, ultimately allowing success in work and life. From today, I commit to making changes that ensure I will achieve my productivity goals by forming positive habits while celebrating my success along the way. All right. That's your commitment for the year. What is productivity exactly? So productivity is about how efficiently you complete tasks and the amount of effort you put in and what results you produce. It's about getting important tasks done effectively and consistently. Okay, so one little story about myself here. So I'll apply it to business. One of my biggest downfalls when I first entered business was being busy. Didn't always mean being productive. Okay. And this is exactly what it means is, you need to be able to do tasks efficiently. And I had no problem doing tasks. I was always busy. I always got things achieved and done. However, though, the effort you put into those, were those tasks done to your optimal, efficiency at 100% or your skill set? Was that best use? And did they deliver any results? Now, when we look at this can apply to all things in life. And there's major pillars that we look at. We look at career, business, finance, kind of categorize them all into one. Depends again on what you've got. Some people just have a career. Other people have businesses, careers, and also investments. So we can kind of box them all into one category. We look at relationships, and that can form down to family, loved ones, spouses, partnerships, to also friend groups, as well as outside networks, especially if you're looking at business pathways as well. We look at self-development. This is a part of self-development. How do we show up? How do we review ourselves? How do we work on our weaknesses? How do we work on our insecurities, our flaws, our ego, all those kind of things. Self-development is huge. And then I also like to separate another box, and that's education, learning. That's again, self-development, but a different category. Two different forms of development. I like to look at always learning new things and challenging the brain, whilst also understanding who you are as an individual and identifying what people will call weaknesses, or what you feel is a weakness or something that holds you back, and making it a strong point, because we've all got them. So that's what we want to look at. All right. So when we look at the results and we talk about results, well, it depends on what category, all those pillars of life we're looking at. We'll apply it to health and fitness and to also career. So at work, if you're employed by someone and you're just showing up and just doing the basics, you can guarantee, coming from a business owner myself, you can guarantee that you will not be getting any more additional hours or any increase in pay, however, though you would expect it. So if you show up and you give it your all, you're always, proactive, you're doing things without being asked, you're always doing above and beyond, eventually you'll get a return. Results don't always come straight away. And you guys should know that for those who are doing health and fitness. It's a lot of investment for a later return. And we live in a world where we're always looking for instant gratification and those results to be straight away, because that's what social media has taught us happens. And unfortunately, it's not the case. So when we look at productivity, it's about featuring everything from the efficiency of completing your tasks, so making sure that you're doing the task that you set out for yourself. Okay, you're ticking all the boxes, like we always say, tick the boxes. The effort applied was the best effort you can apply, not what someone else can apply, what you can apply. So when you self-reflect, you can ask yourself, was this done at my best efficiency? Did I give this 100%? From there, did we produce results? Or was those tasks that I was doing able to produce results that will push me towards my goal? And often when I say we talk about being busy, often people are busy, but they're doing tasks and putting 100% effort into tasks that don't produce results towards their goal, that they don't achieve anything or don't move towards their goal, and then lead to being dissatisfied. Okay. And that's often what leads people to give up. So analyze your life right now. Okay. And as I'm talking, you're probably going through your head thinking, oh, okay, yep. And it's slowly building the puzzle if this is, speaking to you. Time is our most precious asset. So start making the most of it. And this is how we're going to teach you to do so. So being productive, like I said, it requires a lot of effort. Okay. And especially in today's world with social media platforms and pocket entertainment, we've got distractions everywhere. However, it's important to work smarter and not harder to become more productive in your work and home life. This is achieved by training yourself over time, prioritize important tasks, and eliminate distractions. Now, eliminating distractions is extremely hard. We've got distractions everywhere. We live in a fast-paced world. There is distractions everywhere trying to take your attention. New flashy things, new items, new trends, new strategies. Like we said, pocket entertainment, social media, reels. Give you a fun fact. The average person watches approximately 6 to 8 seconds of a video before they give up. So for you who are still listening to this and still watching this, congratulations. You have a great attention span. But that is a true fact. Most people cannot watch any more than 7 seconds because that's the world we live in now. Everything is so fast paced. Attention is being grabbed quicker than ever before, but not maintained. Being more productive and efficient can lead towards happiness and success in various areas of your life, such as creating healthier work and life balance. Managing your time and priorities in a new way, you can reduce overall stress and provide motivation in achieving your goals and dreams. This is a big thing that I learned within myself, and I like to always refer back to myself because in the day, I'm not a robot, I'm a human too, which is why I can stand here and teach you because I've been through a lot of it and still always learning. But for those who do struggle quite a lot and who want to be more efficient, productive, I like to refer back to something that can be relatable. That was the thing with myself is I didn't have balance. I didn't have much time for loved ones. As much as I loved them, I didn't have time because I was too busy. And that was the thing. I was busy, but not productive. I gave so much time to tasks that didn't move my life forward and took away from, precious moments. And, I had to learn the hard way. I lost a lot. I lost a lot of time. But again, there's never a regret or a mistake. Those are things that you need to learn. And this is why we implement change. So take it from me, this is the way that we want to be operating as being productive. And you want to have an analysis of your life right now and going, am I being productive or am I just busy? Because often when we work with clientele, they're busy or they don't prioritize the right task. And therefore, they lead into being fatigued or they're not feeling like they're accomplishing their goals, but they're busy and they don't have time to delegate or to give towards their goals. This is a massive thing that separates people from achieving and not achieving. So it's important that we manage your time and priorities in a new way, which can reduce stress and provide motivation in achieving our goals. So how are we going to be more productive? So to maximize your productivity on a long-term basis, you'll need to make certain strategic choices such as creating a morning routine. And I'll go through all of these. All right. So creating a morning routine is vital. Okay. Doing the most important work first. So this is what I call, if people follow me on social media, I always call the high leveraged activities. Doing your least important work after midday, making time for creative periods in your schedule, implementing tech-free time and tech time, and creating an evening schedule. So let's go through it. So creating a morning routine, this is one thing that I hype on all the time about and to clients as well. And now with social media coming out, you've probably been exposed to some tips and strategies around that. So creating a morning routine, the biggest mistake people do is, and you'll see below, I've got the 5 to 95 productive rule, and I'll touch on that. The biggest mistake that people do is they get up in the morning with no intention and no mission. They don't know what they're working towards in that day. Okay. And again, they don't have a morning routine, or they might have a morning routine that they've currently set from bad habits or ineffective habits. We try and stay away from bad or good, but ineffective habits that align with their goal. And that's the key. So creating a morning routine, studies show that people who engage in social media, technology, okay, or who do not get up and become active immediately upon waking will have a less effective day, okay, and often have more mental restraint throughout the day. So feeling down, feeling a bit blue, feeling unmotivated, okay, and this is the key. So creating the morning routine will lay the foundation for your success during the day, and it's vital. On the days that I don't execute a morning routine that I normally would is the day that I feel the worst. And also the day I don't take intention in the morning or have an intention for the day is the days that I don't get things done effectively. And at the end, it leads to me being frustrated and stressed, which is not effective. And I guarantee what 99% of you guys are feeling and doing at the moment. So creating a routine, what do we do? A simple look at a morning routine will be getting up, okay? Some people thrive off caffeine, other people don't, okay? But it can be simple as just having a coffee in the morning, having your breakfast, getting up and going, okay? But basically the morning routine, the intention of it is to have no distractions and no input that can alter your focus for the day. So you don't want to have people or any distractions coming into your brain during those first hours upon waking. Okay, so you have to leave at least half an hour to an hour. Okay, I understand sometimes people can get up and they're like, boom, straight into it, straight into the day. Okay, but you want to limit any negative distractions or inputs that are going to alter your brain away from your goal. So the first half an hour to an hour is about setting the intention for the day. So getting up in the morning, having a coffee, having a thermogenic, especially if you're looking at health and fitness, having a thermogenic, even if you're not looking at fat loss, okay, it's going to increase your energy, not compulsory, but it does help. That's what I do. You might not thrive off caffeine. You might not, digest or be optimal with caffeine in your system. So you might need to space that out to an hour and a half until you have that caffeine. Either way, get up, have something, even a glass of water. Get up, get moving. That's the number one key for the morning routine. Get up and get moving. I don't care if it's a 10-minute walk, if you've accidentally slept through your alarm, I don't care. Get up and you move. I've got a spin bike here, but often I'll go outside. Okay, if I'm running late, for example, I didn't prep the night before, which happens sometimes. If I didn't prep the night before and I get up and I've got to prep and then I've got to go and get ready, often that's going to take time out of my normal walk, which I allow 20 to 30 minutes for. I don't care if you're running late, you get moving 10 minutes, 5 minutes. Just don't break your habit. I don't care if it's shortened in time frame. You don't break your habit. So get up, go for a walk. I don't care if you're still in your PJs. Get up and go for a walk. Get up, get moving. Whether you want to do an ab drill in the morning, if you want to just meditate, if you want to go for the gym, I don't care what you do. Just get up and get some form of activity in that will increase your heart rate and will also get your endorphins up. Okay. From there, you want to step into things. Okay. That's when we roll over. Another thing with the morning routine as well is I love to teach people to have a consistent wake up time. Consistent wake up time is going to be the biggest pillar to your success. Why? Because your body clock is vital. We're like babies, but we're just grown up. For those who have kids, you know how vital routines are for your kids and your babies. Okay. If you take your kid out of that sleep routine, okay, that is not a good time. And no parent wants to experience that. We're the exact same. We're just grown up babies. Reality is. Okay. So having a sleep time, as much as you don't think you need it, we do. And we thrive off that. So having a consistent wake up time, and I don't care what time you get to bed, that's your fault. Okay. If you're working, good on you, but I don't care. Get up at the same consistent time every single day. Okay. Because if you break your routine, you're going to find it harder to get back into it. As you become better with your discipline and able to switch in and out of these things, you can have your 1 or 2 sleeping days of the weekend, but why would you? There's a day out there, and like I said, time is the most precious thing. To make the most of it. From there, after you set up your morning routine, you've already signaled your brain to work. You've got your brain in its intention. The brain knows what it's doing. You're focused. You know what your intention and your mission is for the day, and it's active. So from here, you're going to go to your high leverage activities. You're going to do the most important task first. Not paying bills, not following up on your DMs, not following up on your text messages, okay? Not talking about the drama from yesterday. You're going to go into the things that move your life forward. So these things, if you're in a job, okay, and you're studying, you'll study, okay, to advance yourself in the way that you need to move forward. Because obviously you want to do your studies to enhance your career or to get out of your career to move into another place that you want. So super important. If you're in business, this is typically going to be things like sales, writing scripts, doing the leverage activities that are going to enhance your business productivity to move forward. Okay. If you're just after health and fitness goals, this is then again executing your diet, having your prep food ready to go, hitting the gym, doing your morning cardio, hitting your steps, whatever you need to do, hitting your water intake. You do those things that are going to move your life forward in all pillars of your life. The most important task that will make the biggest impact towards achieving what you need to achieve. If you're not sure, then I do advise working with a mentor or taking some time to sit down and reflect, even Googling, ChatGPT, Google some things that are going to be most important tasks or how you can break up those tasks, because it's going to be important because we're going to use it in our daily schedule. Doing your least important work after midday. So for me, and studies have shown that your most effective window is the first 4 hours of your day. So you're going to spend the first 4 hours of your day having catch ups with your girlfriends or your boyfriends or your work colleagues, having coffee and bitching, talking about drama, talking about negative things, that's it. Your day is done. There is no coming back from that. And you'll know that. And the more that you start to take self-realization and analysis of your day and how your mind versus, okay, your routine, I guarantee it'll change your mind very quickly. It's very important to fill your first 4 hours of your day with the most important things that really matter. Limit distractions in these first 4 hours. Okay, it's hard to do, but there is apps that are available on the phones, okay, that you can download that can lock your distractions on social media. I highly encourage it. Now, doing the most important, or the least important task after midday. Why? Because our effective time frame is done. Our energy is low. We've given all of our brain power, the most efficient part, the most important task, okay, which typically will take a lot of focus for you. For me, when I was at my peak performance, so when I close my eyes and I go, okay, well, for example, if I fall out of line, okay, I close my eyes and I look back to a time that I was most effective and productive and everything in my life was going well. During that time, I had time blocks. And that was where I'd work 4 hours, 5 hours. If I get to the fifth hour and still maintain my focus, okay, I'd run that fifth hour. If I can get to 5 hours of productive work and just go, no distractions, phone was off, besides taking calls that were important to me. If once I got to the 4 to 5 hours mark and my head started to move and turn and I could not focus, even if I tried, okay, I'd often also become tired. If I was in the ability to do so, I encourage having a 20-minute power nap. I guarantee it will be the biggest game changer for you. Okay. And for me at that point in time, I wasn't getting much sleep during the night with a newborn baby. So it's super important. If you're lacking sleep because you're working hard towards your goals, good on you. I encourage to work the 4 to 5 hours as hard as you can, focus on the important tasks. And if you need to do so, have a 20-minute power nap, but limit it to 20 minutes. Any more, you'll enter deep sleep and it's not going to be effective and you'll wake up worse. But if you do not wish to have a nap because you know that you do not function well off those, then I encourage after the first 4 hours, have a break. If you start to lose your focus, start to lose your game, have a break, 20 to 30 minutes, go outside, do the first part in the sun, move around, get some movement, then sit down, have some water, refresh, some caffeine, and go again. Do the things that you need to do in those times to maximize your efficiency. Okay. Now, it's important to make time for creativity. Okay. There's been times in my career where I haven't had that because I've been so busy. Again, busy, not productive. Okay. And again, that loss of that creative time actually led to a downfall in the innovation and progression of the businesses. Okay. So it's important if you're moving towards a goal, have some time and sit down. It doesn't have to be creative all the time toward your goal. I can just be reading pieces of articles or listening to podcasts or doing things that you get some different insights or different input that can challenge your way of thinking, okay, and also give you some inspiration to move forward. Super important, like I said, about doing the most important tasks first, implementing tech-free time. So tech-free time is a time that you allocate throughout your schedule where you do not touch your social media or you do not touch those distractions of technology, okay? So turning off the emails, turning off things that are going to take your attention, because guess what? How many times have I sat here, okay, and been working away and an email pops up in my top right because notifications are an amazing thing. And then you click on that email, next thing you know, you've got 200 emails and you start flickering through. Before you know it, 20 minutes of my day is done. How many of you guys on the phone that have been at the gym for some reason, which I guarantee, at the gym, notification pops up on your phone, you click on it, it opens you up on Instagram, next thing you know, you've just gone through 20 reels laughing, okay? You're losing time. So it's important to allocate tech-free time where you can get your jobs done, and then you also know that you have time to look at it. It's not going anywhere. Trust me. You ain't going to miss anything. It's not going anywhere. So technology is now taking so much valuable time from us. So even if turn off notifications or utilizing applications that freeze and lock and restrict that access will help you. Again, having tech time where you can allocate time to jump on there is important, because having those times gives your body and your brain that, oh, it's almost time. So you don't have to constantly check it because you know that it's going to be there. You know you've got time and you know it's a decent amount of time, okay, where you're not going to be interrupted. And then again, creating an evening schedule is just as important. So getting ready for bed, your wind down time. What do you do? If you're taking vitamins, supplements, green powders, when do you take them? If you're constantly missing them, okay, well, maybe you need to create a routine where you have it in place right near your dinner so that way you're not missing it. So you create a routine for your success. Evening is the most important time to plan for the next day and set your intention because you're going to go to bed with that fresh in your brain. The morning and the nighttime are the most important times for setting the brain's intentions. Okay. And it's also where it's going to be at a higher retention. So reading, learning into the nighttime right before bed will be the last thing you remember, before entering sleep. So setting your plan for the next day is often when I would do it is right before the bedtime. So that way, when you wake up, your brain is still fresh on the activity that you have, but you've written it down, which I'll apply to the 595 productivity rule below. All right. You're utilizing your diary, you're writing it down, you're putting on pen and paper. So that way you're not also circulating in your brain and having anxiety that you're going to miss things. Everything's written out. So when you wake up, it's there. Your intention's set. It's written out, your day's laid out, and you're ready to roll. But also not only about setting up your next day, it's important to have a routine that you follow consistently around meal timing, around bedtime, having a consistent sleep time. It's not always going to happen, especially with kids and businesses and other commitments and other things that come up, like social events. But having a consistent bedtime most of the time is where you're going to see the best results possible. Okay. And the routine leading up to that bedtime is going to be the most beneficial towards your success. Another thing is as well, when it comes to bedtime, all right, we want to look at sleep hygiene. So sleep hygiene is about patterns or behaviors that we look at and implement to ensure that we can get effective sleep. This can be utilized in adaptogen products, okay, which will limit anxiety, stress, and also optimize sleep performance. But again, limiting social and screen time, okay, things that are going to alert you or basically enhance that cortisol level, okay? So things that will basically stimulate you rather than relax you. We want to limit those at least an hour, half an hour before. For me, it's half an hour. All right, for other people, you might need a bit longer. This is where it comes down to understanding yourself as an individual and being able to move forward. All right. Now, finally, to wrap these up, we're looking at the 595 productivity rule. This is one thing we want to really look at. So we want to spend 5% of our time planning. This is about planning your activities. This is one big thing that I never used to do. I used to just do. And doing leads to a lot of mistakes. You need to plan. Okay. Planning is everything. That's why you have us as coaches. Coaches plan your training, they plan your nutrition, they have everything written out and they plan for you so you don't have to do the thinking and you just do the doing. The coach is a GPS. You need to be your own GPS. You need to plan your route, you need to know where you're going, and you need to set your intentions clear. So then that way you can just do the doing and you can guarantee if you do the 95% of your doing and the 5% of planning, you'll get to where you need to be. The reason why you're not getting to where you need to be is because you're failing to do the planning. All right. And you're just doing the doing and you're doing things that aren't effective and aligning towards your goal. All right. So if you live the life doing the 595 productivity rule, so spend 5% of your time planning out towards your goals and your intentions and your habits, and 95% of your time just doing it. I guarantee. So doing is the ticking of the boxes. I guarantee your life will change. So I always like to do the 5% of planning. All right. When I talk about setting up my routines, my day prospecting as such, what my day is going to hold for me, I always do it the night before. Okay. Sometimes if you don't, because you're just that brain dead and you're sitting there and you're looking at a piece of paper, it's not going to work for you. It's not going to be effective for you. So then do it first thing upon waking and then get into your morning routine. And I guarantee you'll see the biggest change in your overall days. Now, new habits are vital. So a lot of people struggle to implement new habits. But again, you're trying to do everything at once. And the big key is just to aim to set and develop 3 new habits every 12 weeks. So every 3 months, look at changing or putting in a new habit if it's available or if it's going to work for you or it's towards your goal, if it's something that you need to do to get to where you want to be. So you can essentially get 3 new habits every 3 months. It takes exactly 21 days to build a new habit and 90 days to make the lifestyle. So in this first 90 days of setting your intentions and utilizing this calendar, it's important that you do not miss a beat. 21 days, do not miss a beat. I don't care what you've got on. I don't care what you have. If you want to change and make some serious change to your life, you need to give it everything you've got for 21 days. It's not going to be easy. There's a lot of things going to try and pull your distractions. But this isn't about everything else. This is about you. So if you're serious about changing you and your life, give yourself 21 days and give it your all. Okay? And I guarantee if you give it your all for 21 days, you'll find yourself forming new habits and excelling very quickly towards where you need to be. Now, where do you need to be? Goal setting. All right. So goal setting is vital. So goal setting, all right. Most of you guys should be familiar with this. This has been around for years, but the acronym is SMART, goal setting. So we're looking at specific goals that are measurable, attainable, realistic, and timely. Okay. I'm not going to go into that because it's going to take a lot of time and I've already taken so much of your time. So I appreciate you staying in here. But the goal setting is vital and important. So you need to get really clear on your intention, your goal, okay? Google SMART acronym, okay? The goal setting, and then read through that if you're not sure what it is. But sit down, spend some time, get your goals clear, get your intentions clear, self-reflect on what you've been doing, who do you need to become to get to where you need to be, what new habits you need to form, and then that's when you can start to implement your routine, okay? And work something out that's going to work for you, not for someone else. You need to work it for you, okay? Hopefully that covers that. So ripping back in, I'm going to share another screen with you, and this is going to open up your Google Sheets calendar, okay? So as you can see here, what's my purpose scheduler? This is a scheduler I've designed for you guys, okay? So you can utilize this. So what you'll do is when you do get access to this, is you go into the file section, okay? You click make a copy, or you can just download it into whatever you choose. To be able to edit it, you need it to be in Excel or a CSV file, okay? Otherwise, if you want to keep it on Google Sheets, just go make a copy, save it under a new read, because right now it's saved as a read only. So you need to make it under a new copy, which that way it'll allow you to edit it, okay? From here, our daily schedule. So our daily schedule, this is really simple. So you can go through and you can add, change, and edit once you create a new copy by edit the button, okay? So when you edit this, you can go through and change the colors and change the boxes, okay? What the task is, what the section or what the category you're working for, implementing or doing for that hour, whatever you want to call it. But as you can see, I'm putting in here, okay, the most important categories and sections where my time goes and is needed. So family time, free time, housework, because guess what? I ain't got no one going to clean my house for me. Cardio, because that's vital towards my health and fitness goals. Training and gym for myself, because that's vital. Sleep, because again, that's vital. And then as far as this is my commitments within business. So we've got DP work, okay, warehousing, standard operation procedures, development and education, that's a personal goal, accounting. All right, so you just change these out to suit where you need to be in your life, okay, and where your time is going to be most efficient and where it needs to go. So from here, once you change those, you can go through and you can choose your highlighted color, or you can backspace these and just type in whatever it is. So I might just go consults. So enter, and it'll change it. From there, this is what we call time boxing methods. Okay, the time boxing method is just simply that. We've got a category that is highlighted to suit the color. Okay, and we're boxing out a period of time, and we're delegating the task to it. Okay, so it's important, whatever you put in the colors must be the category, and then you put in the specific task, focus, or intention within there, okay? And you're boxing out a time. Now, it's important that you do try and stick to these times where possible, okay? And that will allow you to execute your task, your focuses, okay, and get everything done and achieved. So with this, it's not really too complex. So if there's any questions, be sure to contact us. But again, make sure you're putting in free time, putting in free time for yourself, putting in all of your non-negotiables first. Non-negotiables are things that you cannot, fault on, cannot miss, okay? Or that is the most important that you do not need or cannot spare out of your routine, okay? Fill those out, first of all, okay? And then put in all of the negotiables. So once you start to run out of time, you go, okay, well, is this most important? Is this not? Okay, and you slowly tick off the things that aren't important, and that way your calendar and your schedule is filled with the most important tasks and focuses for your day, your week, and for moving your life forward towards your goal. So that's really it. So it's important if you want to excel into this scheduling, okay, on this layout, that you do actually stick to the time. Another good tip is actually just have timers set. On your phone, you can jump into timer or clock, you can set a timer, and you can set a timer. So for example, I recommend looking at 2 hours per task. Okay, so if you're doing 2 hours, until you can build a better attention span, is look at doing 2 hours per category, okay, and then switching it, because if you switching it every half an hour, it's not going to be productive. 2 hours is a decent time to get enough work done, okay, and then after 2 hours, you can probably find that you're going to be a little bit diminished in your focus towards that task. So then you can switch your task, okay. So for example, right, I might do 2 hours here, 9 to 11, in consultation, okay, and that's in person. Then I'm going to go 2 hours of online consulting. So two different experiences, two different, I guess, focuses that are required. However, though, again, two different interactions. I've got a personal interaction, which I'm going to be vibing off energy, whereas an online, I don't vibe the energy because it's just a platform. Okay. So, and there's no one on the other end. So these are things that you want to look at. Okay. So you can have two tasks getting done in the total 4 hours of the most productive time frames. All right. Again, setting up your schedule is going to work best for you with your commitments, okay, and your non-negotiables. So for you guys that have kids, put in your times there. Kids pick up time, or family time. Kids pick up is your specific task. Okay, nighttime, kids bedtime routine, and then also make sure if you have a partner, you put partner time. Okay, part of family time. You need to have important time. So put in your non-negotiables and then work around that. Okay, and then when you've got things that aren't important, or for example, like things like cardio that need to be done to move your life towards your goal, but don't really fit in between the main sort of points of schedule, we go, okay, well, what boxes are free now? Where's my free time? Well, let's take that out and let's plot that in. Okay, and that's how you're going to be able to excel and make sure that you're getting everything you need towards your goals. And that's really it. So this is how you will create a productive schedule. All right, so you guys will be able to download these now. If you have any questions, please let us know. But the link to this download is in the description, okay, and also on the email if you receive that. Make sure you jump onto that. And if you have any questions, make sure you contact us. If you need any help with your health and fitness goals, make sure you reach out to us as well to www.purposefitnessaustralia.com.au, and we'll see you there.